You train, you show up consistently, you push hard. And yet when you look in the mirror or when someone looks at you, you do not look strong. You do not look like someone who trains. That is one of the most frustrating experiences a man can have. Putting in the work and not seeing it reflected in how your body actually looks and performs. But here is the thing. It is not because you are not working hard enough. It is not because you need a better program or more supplements. There are 5 specific reasons why men who train hard still look and feel weak. And every single one of them has nothing to do with how much effort you are putting in at the gym. Most fitness content focuses on what you are doing wrong in the gym, wrong exercises, wrong sets and reps, wrong program. But the men who look weak despite training hard are almost never making gym mistakes. They are making life mistakes. Things happening outside the gym that are actively undoing everything the gym is building. Think of it this way. Imagine you are filling a bucket with water. Every training session adds water to the bucket, but there are 5 holes in the bottom of that bucket. No matter how much water you pour in, the holes drain it out faster than you can fill it. Those 5 holes are what this video is about. And once you understand them and plug them, the training you are already doing will start showing results you have never seen before. The number one reason men look weak despite training is body fat covering the muscle they have built. Here's the brutal truth. You cannot see muscle through fat. It does not matter how much muscle you have built. If it is covered by even a moderate layer of body fat, none of it is visible. You look soft, you look undefined, you look like you do not train. Most men who train hard focus entirely on building muscle and give almost no attention to reducing the body fat that is hiding it. They are building a sculpture and covering it in a sheet. The muscles you have built are real. The strength is real. But the visual signal, the thing that makes someone look at you and immediately register that you are strong, requires those muscles to be visible. The fix: you do not need to lose a dramatic amount of body fat. The difference between looking undefined and looking noticeably muscular is often just 3 to 5% body fat reduction. That is achievable in 6 to 8 weeks through a modest caloric deficit, around 300 to 400 calories below maintenance. Combined with the training you are already doing, you do not need a new program. You need to uncover what you have already built. Bad posture compresses your physique. Rounded shoulders make your chest look flat and your back look narrow. Forward head position makes your neck and traps disappear. Hunched upper back collapses the very muscles you have worked hardest to build. A man with average muscle and perfect posture looks stronger than a man with above average muscle and poor posture, every single time. This is not aesthetic advice, this is physics. Your chest is wider than your waist, but rounded shoulders rotated inward, hiding the width. Your shoulders are broader than your hips, but a hunched upper back collapses that width completely. The fix: wall angels every morning, 10 reps, 3 sets. Face pulls 3 times per week, targeting the rear deltoids and rhomboids, the muscles that physically hold your shoulders back. These 2 movements combined will start visibly changing your posture and therefore your perceived strength within 4 weeks. Most men spend the majority of their training time on muscles that have relatively low visual impact: biceps, lower chest, forearms. These muscles look impressive in isolation but contribute minimally to the overall impression of strength and physicality. The muscles that make someone look powerful from across a room, that create the immediate visual signal of strength before anyone gets close enough to see your bicep, are completely different muscles: wide lats that create the V-taper, upper traps that build thickness through the neck and shoulder junction, rear deltoids that push the shoulders back and create width from behind, serratus anterior, the jagged muscles on the ribcage that separate elite physiques from average ones, a thick neck that registers as physically imposing before any other body part. The fix: shift 40% of your weekly training volume to these high visual impact movements. Weighted pull-ups and lat pull-downs for the V-taper, farmer's carries and shrugs for trap thickness, face pulls and reverse flies for rear deltoid, dead hangs and towel pull-ups for the serratus and overall back thickness. These are not glamour muscles, but they are the muscles that make people look at you and immediately register strength. Here is something most men fundamentally misunderstand about muscle building. You do not build muscle in the gym. You break it down in the gym. You build it during recovery. The training session is the stimulus. Sleep, nutrition, and rest are where the actual muscle construction happens. And most men who train hard are chronically under-recovering, which means they are permanently in a state of broken-down muscle that never fully rebuilds between sessions. They are training over unfinished construction. Every session tears down what the previous session started building before it was complete. The fix: 7 to 9 hours of sleep is not optional. It is when your body produces growth hormone and rebuilds muscle tissue. Protein within 30 to 60 minutes after training. At least 1 full rest day between training the same muscle group. And the counterintuitive one: if you are training 6 or 7 days a week and not seeing results, training less but recovering more will produce more visible muscle growth than training more ever will. This is the one nobody talks about because it feels like it is outside the realm of fitness. But body language is the first signal your physical presence sends to every person you encounter. Before your muscle size registers, before your strength is demonstrated, before you say a single word, the way you stand, move, occupy space, and hold your head communicates strength or weakness instantly and involuntarily to every person who sees you. A man who physically trains but moves tentatively, occupies minimal space, keeps his gaze down, and his chest collapsed will be read as weak by everyone around him, regardless of what his muscles muscles actually look like underneath. And the training you are doing already provides the physical foundation for powerful body language. But without the conscious practice of actually using it, the training is invisible. The fix: stand with feet shoulder width apart as your default stance. Never wider, never narrower, shoulder width. Keep your chin parallel to the floor at all times, not tilted up arrogantly, not down submissively. Let your arms hang naturally at your sides rather than crossing them or putting hands in pockets. Move deliberately rather than hurriedly. These are not personality changes. They are physical signals your already trained body is capable of sending but is not currently sending. Here is the honest truth about all 5 of these reasons. None of them require you to train harder. None of them require a new program or more gym time. Most of them require zero additional exercise at all. They require awareness and small deliberate changes to things you are already doing. The training you are putting in is working. Your muscles are growing. Your strength is real. The problem is not the engine. It is everything surrounding the engine that is preventing the results from being visible. Address all 5 and you will look noticeably different within 8 weeks using the exact same training you are already doing. I want to address something before this video ends because I know some of you are watching this and thinking, okay, but I have been training for years. Why am I only hearing this now? Because most fitness content is designed to sell you more training, more programs, more supplements, more gym time, more effort. The idea that you might already be training enough, that the missing piece is something other than training harder, does not sell products. So nobody tells you. The 5 reasons I covered today are not things the fitness industry profits from fixing. Uncover your muscle with a modest deficit free. Fix your posture with wall angels and face pulls free. Train the muscles that actually create visual power. Requires shifting existing training, not adding more. Recover properly requires sleeping more and training less. Use your body language completely free. None of this requires anything except understanding what was actually going wrong. You have been doing the hard part, showing up, training consistently, pushing through when it would have been easier to quit. The 5 things I described today are not criticisms of your effort. They are the missing pieces that effort alone cannot fix. Because most people never get told they exist. Now you know they exist. Fix the 5 things. Give it 8 weeks. And when someone looks at you and immediately registers strength before you have said or done anything, you will understand exactly why. The next video on your screen shows you the specific exercises that directly build the high visual impact muscles we covered today. No gym required. That is the fastest path from understanding the problem to actually seeing the results. You were never the problem. Now go fix what was.